The second goal that we were looking to take step towards tackling was strengthening our campaign results in reporting. We really wanted a better, more consistent way of reporting our marketing results. So there are a few ways that we were able to really tackle this. The first one was eliminating issues with inconsistent campaign tracking parameters. Before we started utilizing BL.INK, for our digital ads, I was actually manually creating our tracking parameters for each digital ad link before. So if you think we create 10 to 15 new ads a month, they're carousels with 5 individual links for each of them. I'm manually creating all those links, adding the tracking parameters. And while I think I'm great at my job, there's a lot of margin for error within that, especially if you add on anything funky like query string parameters. How does that impact your tracking links? To be able to eliminate those issues and automate a lot of that and reduce the human error has been a huge win personally for me, but a huge win for our digital tracking as well, to make sure that we're accurately tracking all of our campaign data. The second piece, which was a pretty large undertaking at the start, but has provided a ton of additional tracking and segmentation opportunities for us, is we redesigned our attributes based on company priorities and campaign themes. So what we did was we added granularity to our reporting to identify and segment some really important targeting attributes for us. So some examples of attributes that we added to our tracking parameters are, is this link for a prospecting or a new customer or retention audience? What is the campaign theme for this link that we're utilizing? What is the product category that we're leading this link to? So it gave us a lot of opportunity within our analytics platform to be able to segment out those types of things, to say, what is the revenue or new customers that we're generating? What are the tactics and the types of links that are generating more new customers or more sales? The certain product categories that are generating sales, and we're able to make some really valuable insights and actions based on that data. The other piece that was also another talking point that drew us towards BL.INK and towards this type of transition is creating consistency across channels. So I mentioned some of those attributes. One of those is marketing themes. So what used to happen before is, say we had a marketing theme like clearance. We run clearance twice a year. We do a mid-year and an end of year. And at the end of it, we do this big wrap-up report on how did clearance do? What are the channels, tactics that did really well? What do we want to change for next year or the next cycle that we have? And that was very difficult before utilizing BL.INK and ObservePoint, because everyone would create different tracking parameters. They may call it a little different. One may be clearance 2024, one may be clearance, but they spelt it wrong. One may use spaces. And so to be able to accumulate all of that data was extremely difficult and required a lot of manual work, and some things would just be missed. So to be able to create this consistency was huge, to create consistent insights and reporting across channels for the company. The other piece that we added here, we utilize ObservePoint to add their data as attributes. So for example, we can add an attribute for a broken page flag. Also, we can add an attribute if web analytics is present, which I'll talk a little bit about in the last couple links here. So one thing that Dave mentioned as a capability for ObservePoint that we utilize is validating tracking for both analytics and social platform pixels and events. So this is one piece that really contributed towards strengthening our campaign results and reporting, because if we lead a digital ad or an email or any other sort of ad to a landing page that doesn't have analytics tracking, doesn't have the platform pixel that's located on the site, doesn't have events set up properly, we lose that capability of tracking and tying that back to the tactic that really drove that purchase or drove that traffic. So being able to validate tracking in real time for those types of landing destinations has been a very big win for us to make sure that we're properly attributing the platforms that are driving sales for us. And then the last piece here is consistent link, click, and scan tracking across all platforms. So utilizing BL.INK and their click tracking and scan capabilities, we have a single platform that's tracking clicks the exact same way across all of our online and offline tactics that we have. So we're not having to pull from all of these different digital platforms that may report things differently, may change over time. We have one source of truth if we're looking for traffic for whatever those attributes in segmentation that we need. We can do that within the BL.INK platform. So this has been a big win for us, for me specifically as our digital marketing manager, to make sure that everything's being tracked properly, and really gives me that ease of mind utilizing ObservePoint and their validation tracking here to make sure that all of the investment that we're putting within digital and other tactics, we're seeing the proper return and attribution on the back end.